Hey everyone, welcome back to another video. So today it's a little bit different than a typical dental video. I'm going to be doing a get to know me video. I think the last time I did a video like this was in the first year that I had my YouTube channel, and there was probably only a few hundred subscribers. I do Q&As usually once a semester, I would say, but they're related to your questions about being pre-dental or about dental school. But today's Q&A questions have the purpose of letting you get to know me a little bit better. So getting right into it, just the basics before we get into some questions. My name is Haley and I am a second year dental student, so class of 2024. I'll be graduating May of 2024, and I go to University of Michigan School of Dentistry. I went to Michigan State University for undergrad, graduated in May of 2020. I was a biology major through the Lyman Briggs College there, and I also had a minor in entrepreneurship through their business college. And I'm from Michigan, which is why I went to undergrad here, and why I'm really happy to be going to my in-state dental school. It's definitely easing the financial stress for graduation a little bit because tuition is cheaper when you go to an in-state dental school. I've always grown up in the suburbs around Metro Detroit, if you're familiar with Michigan at all. So if this is the hand, Detroit's kind of over here, that's where I'm from. Ann Arbor is just a little bit south, and then East Lansing is like more middle of the state. And East Lansing is where my undergrad was, and Ann Arbor is where I am now for dental school. All right, I have like 13-ish questions that we're gonna go through, so hopefully you have a little snack or eating a meal or on the treadmill, whatever you like to do while you watch my videos, and we can just chat and hang out. So the first question is, why/when did you start YouTube? So like I said, I graduated college in May of 2020, and I started my YouTube channel the winter of my junior year of undergrad. So I had it my entire last year of college and then one semester of junior year. I was pretty consistent with posting once or twice a week up until about a month or two ago. I was posting once or twice a week as well, even into dental school, but that'll be a question later. So that is when I started, and why I started is because I've been an avid YouTube watcher, honestly, since as long as I can remember, like starting off when it was like sketches and shorts and things like that. And then the whole vlogger college scene became a thing probably about when I was starting college, because all the like beauty teenagers they all went to college, so they were documenting that experience. But basically, I had been watching these girls that were posting like makeup or clothes videos that were around my age, and as we were kind of growing up together, they went off to college. I was continuing with the like vlogging lifestyle content that I love to watch, and there was just no one that I could super relate to because they were all like business majors or fashion majors or something. So I wanted to be putting out the content that I saw lacking at the time that I started my channel, which was pre-dental or biology major student lifestyle content, college content, as well as like advice for pre-dentals as I was going through finishing my DAT, taking those hard classes, applying to dental school, getting into dental school. And now my channel is 85% dental school, 15% things I just feel like talking about, like this video, or good deals on clothes that I like, or coffee, or food, or things to do in Ann Arbor, what I'm up to in life. So mostly dental, but a little bit still sharing my life and my experiences and my kind of personality with everything. How do you handle stress? I think the biggest thing that's developed throughout dental school hasn't necessarily been how I handle stress, but more so how I view challenges, how I view a heavy workload, and not letting that stress me as much. So a couple things I do, I always have like to-do lists going, I always have a plan. And then sometimes that plan is so many things that need to be done, and that's where life can get kind of overwhelming. I'm sure a lot of you can relate. So in those moments that I feel overwhelmed or stressed, the best thing for me to do is just at least get 1 or 2 or 3 of those things off that list done, and then at least the list is shorter and I don't feel so stressed. Aside from that, I think ways that I like to de-stress and kind of refocus myself, other than just getting the work done, is definitely talking to friends, family, my boyfriend, whoever feels right in that moment, and just talking about not dental things and realizing that there's more to life than school. And I think that having people in your life that aren't necessarily in your program or something are really great to keep you grounded and let you remember the big picture of life, and that can help also with stress. What is your recent coffee recipe? Okay, I have a couple things. So I got this hydro chiller, I think is what it's called, or hyper chiller from Amazon that makes really fast iced coffee. It makes the coffee ice cold without watering it down because there's no ice in your coffee. And so I've been really liking that to make iced coffee. And then iced or hot coffee, either way, I just brew a pot here. And then I like to do either a caramel dairy-free creamer. I put about like this much in a cup and I use my frother and I like to pour that on top. Or sometimes for the winter season, I like the white chocolate mocha one from Starbucks that you can buy at the store. And I just use like a plain normal coffee grounds. Really any brand, Trader Joe's, Dunkin', whatever I have on hand. Okay, the next question was favorite thing to do. I really like when I'm able to wake up early enough to have some time to myself in the morning, make my cup of coffee, sit on the couch, like get in a cozy blanket and just kind of like sit and like take in the day for a moment. That makes me really happy. And I think like tons of people, almost everyone, I love going to Trader Joe's. I love trying like their new seasonal products, just walking around. I have a lot of grocery favorites from Trader Joe's. I love going to Target for same reason, just seeing like the new things that come out every season. It just kind of keeps the year flowing, and there's always something to look forward to when it comes to like the different holidays or the different seasons. And I've been rewatching Gilmore Girls, which is my favorite show. It's on Netflix. If you haven't seen it, I think it's super entertaining and the main characters are very witty and it just makes me happy. I don't really like watching new shows very much. I'll watch a new movie, but it's rare that I would start a new show. Just because I don't like getting sucked into it and feeling like I need to keep watching when I'm so busy and there's something for school or something for a club that I need to do. I don't like feeling like tied to my show, so I like watching something I've seen before. It makes it a little bit more peaceful and just more of like a chill activity rather than something that's taking a lot of your emotion. And honestly, I really love cleaning. Like if I have a lot of free time, I love to just like deep clean my room or the kitchen or something, or sweep the floors, whatever it may be, fold laundry, and like light a candle, use some nice like surface spray and have everything smelling nice and clean and fresh. That just like also brings me a lot of joy. So all of those things make me really happy. So if I'm doing any of the things I just listed, I'm probably in a pretty good mood. I also had a request to tell us about your boyfriend. So my boyfriend's name is Justin and he is amazing. I don't really show him on this channel or on my like dental Instagram account just because it doesn't really make sense with the content, but he graduated the year ahead of me at Michigan State, but we didn't know each other, and we met in September of 2020, so that was the fall of my D1 year. Started dating that November, so it's been about a year now. And as for just like advice about dating during dental school and balancing all of that, I know sometimes I get messages about people that are kind of worried about it. I would say for me, in my experience, it hasn't been too bad. We're able to kind of make time with him working and then me being in school to talk usually once a day, whether it's phone call or FaceTime. Sometimes they're long, sometimes they're short, but it's always nice and I always look forward to it. He's super, super supportive of everything with my goals for dentistry, or if there's like anything new I'm trying to do with like YouTube or any other content creation, or just anything. He's just super supportive, so I really appreciate that. I just think we click really well together, like our personalities kind of balance each other out. And in general, like I said, advice for having a partner in dental school is just making sure that they really understand where your priorities are gonna be and that school is often going to be a priority and it's gonna be something that might require sacrifices on their part as well, even though they're not the ones in the program. They might have to deal with situations that they would rather not, but that's how it is because of the rigor of dental school and the busy schedule and the demand that it's going to put on your life. And looking more long term, I think it's important to also recognize that there's a semi-uncertainness when it comes to your future job. like as in location. You can find a job as a dentist anywhere, but if you're going to follow the best opportunity, they might need to be willing to go where you end up, kind of a thing. So that's another thing to discuss with your partner. And as for long distance, we were lucky. Most of my D1 year, we lived near each other, and now he lives in Indiana. Like I said, I go to dental school in Michigan. So it's about a 4 or 5 hour drive, depending if I'm coming from Ann Arbor or either of our hometowns. It's a little bit shorter if I'm coming from Ann Arbor. But honestly, I think distance is really great in dental school. I don't think it's that much of a problem. But I think our amount of distance is what makes it easy, because we can see each other every couple weeks. But if you're flying across the country or something, that's a lot more expensive and harder to coordinate. But a drivable long distance is all I can speak to, and I would say I think it's a great thing, honestly, because when I'm at school, I'm able to focus and put all of my effort into school, into my classes, into practicing in SimLab, into all of the clubs that I'm in, or doing things with dental friends. And then when I'm away from school, with him or with my family or with other friends, I can be fully focused on them, just be fully present and embracing those moments. Nothing really like mixes together, and I think that is great. The next question was my favorite memory at University of Michigan. So I think some of my favorite times this school year with Ann Arbor was probably when my sister and her boyfriend came to visit. I had a lot of fun because she went to undergrad here. So she's had many more years in Ann Arbor than I have, especially because our first year, a lot of things were still closed down, and she took us like all around town. We had a really fun Saturday together, and then we had the game and tailgate and everything, and that was probably the most fun tailgate of the year as well. It was hosted by like this dental supply company, so they went all out with like foods and drinks for us. It was a really fun tailgate, and that's probably been like one of the most fun days I've had in dental school. Outside of the actual academics and everything. And then I think my favorite memory in the school aspect of dental school has probably been seeing progression in SimLab. It's not a specific memory, but just like the moment when you sit there realizing, wow, like I know how to use a handpiece, which is the dental drill, and I kind of know what I'm doing. Like that's a cool moment to notice that change in yourself. This question is, what's your favorite season? So one of my favorite things about the state of Michigan, and I mean, I can't guarantee this, but kind of a non-negotiable for me, is living in a state that at least has some aspect of the 4 seasons. Like I honestly love snow, but I would at least hope that I get a true fall to some extent wherever I end up, which may be Michigan, who knows. But my favorite season is fall, if you didn't guess it, but I honestly love winter. I think my seasonal preferences would go fall, winter, summer, spring. I know a lot of people love summer. I don't particularly love the heat, so I really like fall for the colors and the temperature and the clothing, and then winter, it's just like cozy vibes because of the holidays, I think. Do you like living in Michigan was the next question, which I kind of hinted at. I love the seasons. The Great Lakes are beautiful. The inland lakes are beautiful. Up north, which is what we call literally anything north of where you're from. So anything north of Detroit, which can be like the middle of the state, we would still call up north. It doesn't necessarily mean the Upper Peninsula, but up north is beautiful, and the west side of the state, I'm more from the east side of the state, is also beautiful. So I just think it's a beautiful state, if you haven't gathered that by how many times I've said the word beautiful. But I think we have really great schools here. I think for the most part, pretty much everyone that I interact with seems very friendly. I've traveled to a handful of like the bigger cities in the US, and I've never really had a bad experience though, and like picked up on certain vibes or cultures that I didn't mesh with. So it's hard to say because I've only ever lived in Michigan, but I do really like it here, and I could totally see myself settling down and like having my family in a city in Michigan. But who really knows? We'll have to see. Travel you're hoping to do soon. So I don't have any trips like booked right now. I'm going to my parents in Florida. I guess that's another get to know me thing. My parents were from Michigan, but they live in Florida during the winter for when they're retired. And then I'm gonna go down there for Christmas to hang with them there, and my sister will meet us there. I have one sibling, another get to know me thing, I guess. She also lives out of state. And then I know next school year I'm going to my cousin's bachelorette party, which is gonna be in Arizona. Usually I look to like outdoorsy destinations. We do have a break in April, and we have a break for spring break in March, and then we also have a break in August. So other than visiting my parents, I don't have anything planned, but I would love to go to Colorado or visit the national parks in Washington. I also really think that like upstate New York and New England are beautiful for the fall, so maybe next year I'd head there. And even like an all-inclusive beach resort type place also seems like a nice contrast to what we do all the time in dental school. So any of those things are on my mind, but nothing is booked unfortunately yet. Hopefully one or two of those 3 breaks I'll get to go somewhere. What if you didn't get into dental school? Was a question that I got. There's kind of a multifaceted answer here. If I didn't get in the first time, I would apply again, and I would contact the schools that I was mostly interested in, so probably Michigan and maybe a few others, and ask them what aspects of my application they feel I could improve, if I needed to retake the DAT, if I needed more dental experience, if, I don't know, I didn't have a good enough personal statement, whatever. I would try to improve that during my gap year and then reapply. If I applied, I don't know, 3 times and didn't get in, then I probably would pick a different career. And if I couldn't do dentistry for some reason, I think I would probably be a teacher. I've always loved teaching, I've always loved kids, and that's actually one of the aspects that I really like about dentistry is the patient education and the interaction with families and children. So I would probably be a teacher if for some reason dentistry did not work out. Last question is plans for this channel long term. Long term, I really have no idea. I don't even know what the scope of content creation, of social media will look like by the time I'm like 30, but right when I graduate, I would love to continue sharing the process of finding a job, the process of starting up as an associate somewhere, kind of similar to what I do now, just sharing where I'm at in my dental journey, and eventually that will be as a dentist. I think it would be really cool to have kind of a transparent look into buying a dental practice or whatever that may look like for me, but it'll all depend on what seems appropriate and legal and everything like that when it comes to sharing that much information. So we'll totally see, but I would love to put content out there that will help people, that will give people a better understanding of what it's like to work as a dentist, what the business of dentistry is like. So we will see. I hope to continue posting some content on some platform, whatever makes sense at the time, just trying to inspire and motivate more people towards their dental goals. Now that there's over 4,000 subscribers and I've kind of developed as a person pretty greatly over the course of having this YouTube channel, I just thought it was appropriate to kind of reintroduce myself, answer some fun questions, and let you get to know me more. So if you aren't subscribed yet, make sure you subscribe. That really helps out my channel and it helps get my videos promoted to more people so that more people can receive help or encouragement or motivation through my content. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.